The White House has said that the American President Joe Biden will travel to India for the G20 Summit later this week. Now, Joe Biden, remember, has now tested negative for the Covid-19 infection for a second time in a span of 24 hours. But a third test will be conducted before his final departure that is scheduled on Thursday. There were apprehensions over President Biden's visit to India after the First Lady of the United States, Jill Biden, had tested positive for Covid-19 on Monday. Now, President Biden is scheduled to visit India for the G20 Summit, where he'll be holding a one-on-one meeting with the Indian Prime Minister on Friday, just ahead of the summit. If the visit takes place as per plan, then the American president will be wearing a mask indoors and around others, in line with the U.S. Center for Disease Control's recommendations.
So what I can tell you is that the president certainly is going to test on a regular cadence determined by his physician. Of course, all travelers, including the president, will test before traveling to India. So that is certainly something that the president will do.
Earlier, the Russian President Vladimir Putin had confirmed that he will not be attending the G20 Summit. Russia instead will be represented by its Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The Chinese President Xi Jinping is also staying away from traveling to New Delhi for the summit amidst tensions along the India-China border. Meanwhile, the guests have started arriving in New Delhi for the G20 summit. The Nigerian President Bola Tinubu landed in India last night. The primary focus of New Delhi's G20 summit will, of course, be to address the needs of developing nations and to advance key priorities such as climate change and technology, and also showcase the grouping as an effective forum for achieving tangible results. Moreover, it will also be interesting to see if New Delhi's G20 communique will carry the word Bharat instead of India, because the invite that's been sent by the President of India for the G20 has the name Bharat instead of India. And also, WION's correspondent Susan Tehrani has been tracking this story very closely for us and sheds light on Modi and Biden's bilateral meeting that is expected to take place on the sidelines of the G20 summit in this report. Let's take a look.
In a pivotal moment on the international stage, U.S. President Joe Biden is expected to hold a bilateral meeting with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the sidelines of the G20 summit. This high-profile encounter will no doubt focus on issues important to both New Delhi and Washington, while also putting the spotlight on President Biden's leadership skills, which will be scrutinized amid his poor approval ratings here at home. With the November elections looming, the Biden presidency has also opened up the question about age and leadership, as the president hopes to dispel any doubt regarding his ability to lead here at home and abroad. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.